This is the story of a young warrior who, after successfully avenging his father, rushes straight back to the sword-forging village. His mission? To fulfill a solemn vow, repaying the life debt to the villagers who saved him when he was just a starving child on the run. But this homecoming is no vacation. He must unleash his god-tier skills to protect his benefactors from a ruthless bandit army and corrupt officials hellbent on destroying the village. I guarantee you, the action scenes are absolutely insane and worth every second. The fight choreography is brutal and satisfying. After listening to this recap, I highly recommend checking out the full movie to catch all the details. It is seriously good. Alright, if you're ready for the action, let's dive in. The scene opens on a silent night at Black Wind Temple, a desolate ruin hidden deep within the forest. The air is thick with murderous intent. Dozens of martial artists and assassins lie in ambush, their eyes fixed on the entrance, waiting for their prey. Suddenly, a violent gust of wind blasts the doors open. The assassins flinch, instinctively drawing their blades, ready to strike. But they are left frustrated to find nothing but empty space. Grumbles of annoyance fill the room. They can't believe they had to gather an entire army just to ambush a single wet-behind-the-ears brat. However, Wang Yi, the high-ranking official who hired them, issued a warning in a chilling tone. Do not underestimate him. The kid who is coming is no ordinary man. He is a demon from the depths of hell. If you let your guard down, you are as good as dead. Barely had his warning ended, when a knock echoed from the door. One unlucky assassin walked over to peek through the hole. In a split second, a mysterious blade pierced through the wood, stabbing him precisely in the throat. Before the lifeless body could even hit the ground, a shadowy figure smashed through the window with lightning speed, calmly sitting down to sip tea right in the middle of the enemy circle, as if nothing happened. The slaughter begins. The mysterious young man smashes a liquor jar into an enemy's face. He then unleashes a barrage of heavy and rapid martial arts strikes. Short swords, long blades, or arrows. Nothing can touch him. He moves like a storm, too fast for the assassins to track. In just a heartbeat, this abandoned temple is transformed into a graveyard. With the enemies defeated, Wang Yi walks calmly toward the young man to reveal a shocking truth. He is actually Dao Qingcheng, known as the city-shaking swordsman. Even more shocking, he was the senior martial brother of Han Ri, the cold-blooded swordsman, who is Han Yuren's own biological father. Wang Yi pours out the bitterness in his heart. In the past, your father chose the path of a bandit, while I became an official. This drove us apart. When the government cracked down hard, your father felt remorse. He promised to give me his own head, so I could be promoted to a lord. But when he learned his wife had given birth to a son, he changed his mind. He wanted to live for you. So, I had to slaughter your entire family and take his head myself to secure my rank. But today, my eyes are open. The royal court is even more corrupt than the criminal underworld. In the end, I am just a pawn waiting to be discarded. Knowing he cannot escape his fate, Wang Yi chooses an honorable death, shouting, "Come on, nephew, kill me. Use my blood to make your name legendary throughout the land. It is better than dying like a stray dog at the hands of those corrupt officials." Han Yuren does not hesitate. With a single, decisive strike, he ends his uncle's life, proving himself the true heir of the cold-blooded swordsman. After the brutal showdown, Han Yuren rides his camel through sandstorms and scorching heat, heading west toward his true destination, Baohan City. Why would a master swordsman travel across the desert to this desolate town? There is only one reason: to repay a life debt. Flashback to his childhood. After his father was murdered, he fled for his life, arriving here on the brink of death. It was the villagers of Baohan who gave him a simple meal that saved him. That act of kindness, that single bowl of rice, burned a debt of gratitude deep into his soul. However, what awaited him was not a warm welcome, but the stench of blood. The moment he stepped into Baohan City, a horrific sight met his eyes. The lifeless body of the village chief, hanging publicly in the town square. It was a death order from the ruthless Green Wolf sect. They declared, "Anyone who dares to take the body down is our enemy." It was a brutal display meant to strike terror into the hearts of the villagers. Terrified, the villagers scraped together their last savings to hire the famous 3 heroes of Guangzhong for protection. Little did they know, the 3 men arrogantly feasting at the inn were nothing but con artists. As they boasted, Manchuoluo, the beautiful innkeeper, appeared. With a single glance, she saw through their disguise. When they tried to intimidate her, she calmly replied, "Cut the act. The real 3 heroes of Guangzhong died a long time ago." In a flash, Manchuoluo's blade was already at the leader's throat. Too fast to see. Terrified, their knees buckled. They confessed they were just street performers and ran for their lives with their tails between their legs. Seeing her incredible skill, the desperate villagers' eyes lit up. They piled their money in front of her, begging for help. But Manchuoluo coldly refused. "I am not a hired killer. Take your money and leave." But then, Manchuoluo's sharp gaze landed on a drunken young man, Han Yuren, sipping tea calmly amidst the chaos. She approached him to test the waters. "Someone like you, surely you didn't travel all the way to this wasteland just for a cup of tea?" Han Yuren pretended not to hear, sitting motionless, keeping his true intentions hidden. Just as hope from the fake heroes faded, real danger arrived. Qian Hu, an arrogant battalion commander, marched his troops into the inn. The moment he laid eyes on Manchuoluo, his lewd gaze made it clear. He wanted to claim her for himself. But behind her seductive smile lies a massive blood debt. She is the sole survivor of the Wan family massacre, orchestrated by the Green Wolf sect and backed by the corrupt eunuch Jiang. She only survived because Wang Yi, the man Han Yuren just killed, saved her. Since Qian Hu is blinded by lust for her, she plays along, running this inn while secretly plotting her revenge. Qian Hu's cruelty soon revealed itself. He ordered his men to slaughter a stray dog walking into the inn for a snack. A soldier raised his blade. But suddenly, a liquor cup flew across the room, striking the sword and saving the dog just in time. The thrower was none other than Han Yuren, sitting in the corner. The soldiers, furious, drew their weapons to surround him. Before blood could be spilled, Manchuoluo intervened. "My lord, he's the only customer I have left. Please, don't wreck my shop over this." To please her, Qian Hu ordered his men to stand down. The tension skyrocketed again. A soldier rushed in with urgent news. "My lord, the Green Wolf sect is attacking the city. The villagers are being slaughtered." Hearing this, the desperate villagers fell to their knees, begging Qian Hu for protection. But he callously refused. The reason? These bandits were merely hunting dogs kept by the corrupt officials to do their dirty work. Qian Hu turned his back and marched toward the border for his own evil mission, leaving the innocent villagers to face the bandits' blades alone. Baohan City was once famous as the sword-forging village, known for its superior iron. But now, most skilled smiths have fled, leaving only the elderly, women, and children. The bandit leader issued a brutal ultimatum. "We return in 3 days. You must forge 100 swords. For every missing sword, we take 1 head." The Green Wolf sect is more than just a band of savages. Behind them lies the dark private army of the corrupt eunuch Jiang, who uses bandits to do his dirty work. These 100 swords aren't meant for robbery. They are for a rebellion. The plan is to frame the villagers as scapegoats for an assassination attempt on eunuch Jiang, giving him the perfect excuse to purge his political rivals. Amidst this crisis, Manchuoluo and Han Yuren can only watch from a distance, keeping their composure. They both know this situation is far bigger than a simple martial arts feud. By nightfall, the villagers gather, kneeling and begging Manchuoluo to use her kung fu to save them. But she flatly refuses. "How can I fight them alone?" Their elite enforcers are the 7 demons of the Green Wolf sect, and their leader, Qingma, possesses unfathomable power. However, she deliberately raises her voice, intending for someone nearby to hear. In this martial world, the only one who could match them is the drunken swordsman. But surely, he has hung up his blade and retired by now. As she speaks, her eyes glance meaningfully at Han Yu-run, who sits motionless. Manchuluo gives the villagers a final warning. They are forcing you to forge swords because the moment you hold those weapons, you will be branded as rebels. I run a tavern for money. I don't trade my life for righteousness. Cannot help you. Your only chance is to run. She pours tea to dismiss her guests, hoping they will scatter and flee. But to her surprise, the villagers stand firm with determined eyes. We were born here, and we will die here. We choose to fight to the death rather than live the rest of our lives running like frightened dogs. When the deadline arrives, death comes knocking. 100 swords are lined up in the village square. The vice chief, one of the infamous 7 demons, orders the villagers to pick them up. The trap is set. The villagers know that the moment they touch the cold steel, they seal their fate. It's a setup to frame them for stockpiling weapons for rebellion, a crime punishable by death. Paralyzed by fear, they refuse to touch the blades. To force their hand, the vice chief orders his men to slaughter a villager just to test the sharpness of the blades. Blood splatters onto the swords. Laughing maniacally, he declares, "Now that the blades are stained with blood, you are officially rebels who have murdered imperial guards." The massacre begins. Han Yu-ren can no longer stand by. He leaps into the fray, kicking swords toward the villagers so they can defend themselves. But fear is a powerful chain. Paralyzed by terror, not a single soul dares to pick up a weapon. Until even a dog has seen enough, the loyal animal leaps at a bandit, biting him to protect its master. This sight pierces the heart of Auntie Yi. With tears streaming down her face, she screams, "Look at that! Even a dog dares to fight back. We are humans. Have you no shame compared to a beast?" Her words ignite a spark. Han Yu-ren launches himself like an arrow. Before the vice chief can react, Han's blade pierces him, knocking him dead from his horse. The leader's death breaks the spell of fear. Fueled by rage, the villagers grab the swords and fight for their lives. Han Yu-ren moves like the wind, his sword dance cutting down bandits like falling leaves. The bandits turn pale, recognizing his lethal technique. In the chaos, one bandit freezes in horror. He recognizes Han. He was the sole survivor of the temple massacre, having hidden under a table like a coward. But luck doesn't strike twice. As he trembles in fear at the sight of this demon, an ordinary villager lunges forward and slits his throat, silencing the only witness to Han's true identity forever. As Han Yu-ren's blade drives the bandits away in a panic, the surviving villagers drop to their knees, bowing their heads to thank him and begging for his continued protection. But Han Yu-ren roars back at them, "Stand up! Never kneel to anyone ever again. Remember this, once you find the courage to stand and fight, you can never go back to bowing your heads in submission. You have chosen to pick up your swords, so do not dare put them down." United, the villagers lower the body of the village chief from the gallows to give him a proper burial. It is a powerful moment, reclaiming their dignity and their humanity. Cut to the bandit lair. High atop a steep cliff, the sole survivor from the battle rushes in, panicked, to report to Qingma, the grand leader of the Green Wolf sect, a man with deep ties to the corrupt imperial eunuchs. Trembling, he delivers the bad news. The vice chief is dead, killed by the villagers. Qingma, calmly sipping tea, raises an eyebrow in disbelief. "Impossible. How could filthy peasants kill my top general?" Terrified, the minion stammers out an explanation. "They weren't just ordinary villagers, my lord. There was a swordsman. His blade was too fast to see. The vice chief was cut down in a single strike before he could even react." The phrase "single strike" turns Qingma's gaze cold and murderous. He instantly realizes this master swordsman is a massive thorn in his side. an obstacle that could ruin his dream of becoming the border commander. Before the minion can finish his sentence, the blade of Qingma's personal guard slashes across his throat, executed for cowardice and for bringing shame back to the sect. Qingma rises and roars, "Mobilize everyone. Tomorrow we will wipe Baohan City off the face of the earth. I will see this hero with my own eyes, and then I will offer his severed head as a sacrifice for my grand plan." Cut back to the village. After the funeral rites, grief turns into rage. The villagers know the bandits will return for vengeance. If they don't fight, they won't survive. Everyone rushes to repair the walls and sharpen their blades, preparing for war. A village representative begs Han Yuren to lead them into battle, but the drunken swordsman hesitates, his face heavy with concern. He knows that leading these innocent villagers against a bandit army is like sending sheep into a tiger's mouth. As hesitation grips his heart, Auntie Yi, a kind elderly woman, brings him a bowl of hot porridge. The aroma triggers a flood of childhood memories. He sees the starving orphan who survived only because of this village's kindness. His sense of gratitude awakens. My life is a debt to these people, and it is time to pay it back. But he knows well that the villagers' strength alone cannot withstand an army of hundreds. A head-on clash would be suicide, so he turns the crisis into an opportunity. He leads the villagers to survey every corner, using the terrain itself as a weapon. He commands them to install deadly traps and mechanisms in every alley, transforming the ordinary village into a labyrinth of death. Ready to pick off the bandits one by one. Amidst the chaos, Manchuluo stands watching Han Yuren in silence. Her gaze holds more than just admiration. It conceals a secret agenda deep within her heart. Several days later, the ground shakes with the thunder of hooves. The Green Wolf sect army arrives at the village gates. They roar with laughter at a wooden sign reading, "Forbidden Zone trespassers die." The bandit leader sneers with contempt, firing a single arrow to shatter the sign, before shouting the order, "Crush them to dust." Little do they know that was the trigger for hell. As they approach, the gates slam shut in their faces. Mechanisms activate, and a volley of arrows flies out, mowing down the front line of bandits. Refusing to retreat, they order foot soldiers to breach the gate. Suddenly, the gates swing open, but instead of surrender, a giant flaming boulder rolls out, crushing and incinerating the bandits, scattering their formation. Blocked at the main entrance, the bandits switch tactics and climb the earthen walls, but they are climbing into their graves. The villagers have prepared hidden holes. The moment the bandits latch onto the wall, sharp spears and swords thrust out from the clay. Bodies fall from the wall like autumn leaves. Fueled by bloodlust, the bandits finally smash through the gates. But the silent village hides death at every step. The moment they step inside, giant nets drop from the rooftops, trapping them. Villagers leap from the shadows, silently slitting the throats of the trapped bandits. The bandit leader is furious seeing his men wiped out. Suddenly, a villager appears as bait. The bandits chase him like hungry wolves, but the ground beneath them gives way. They fall into a spiked pit, impaling the entire squad. Desperate, the bandit leader aims his bow at the villager to vent his rage. But unbelievably, the village watchdog leaps into the air and catches the arrow in its mouth. This move leaves the bandits completely stunned. Entering the inner kill zone, villagers pull ropes to drop cloth curtains over the bandits, blinding them. Before they can react, they are hacked to death by the ambushers. Paranoia begins to consume them. Suddenly, the corpse of the vice chief, killed earlier, is hoisted up a pole. Seeing their leader disgraced, the bandits blindly rush in to retrieve the body. But it's a trap. Sharp wooden stakes shoot up from the ground, impaling another wave of attackers. Using their knowledge of the terrain, villagers lure the bandits into narrow alleys and slaughter them. Soon, bodies litter the ground, leaving only a few elite bandit leaders standing. And now it is time for the general to take the stage. Han Yuren steps out to face Big Seven, one of the 7 demons, who is thirsty for blood. The duel explodes into violence. Steel clashes against steel. Big 7-foot, relying on his monstrous strength, delivers a crushing blow that shatters Han Yuren's sword. The bandits roar in triumph, thinking the hero is finished. But their laughter dies in a split second. Using the momentum of the impact, Han spins and slashes Big Seven's throat with the broken shard of his blade. The giant collapses stone dead before the bandits even realize what happened. Now unarmed, he is vulnerable. 2 elite assassins, the monkey and the bear claw, rush in to gang up on him. Han fights back with his bare hands, struggling against the odds. He takes a heavy hit and stumbles. The situation is critical. In this life-or-death moment, Linger, the brave village girl, rushes forward and throws him a fresh sword with all her might. Han catches it and unleashes his true power. Like a tiger with wings, he slashes down the monkey instantly. As for the bear claw, Han shows no mercy. He slices off the assassin's fingers, kicks him against a wall, and ruthlessly finishes him off. Seeing his elites slaughtered, the bandit leader knows he can't win. He resorts to a dirty trick, snatching Linger onto his horse to use as a human shield before galloping away. Han Yuren leaps onto a horse for a desperate chase. With god-tier riding skills, he dodges incoming weapons and strikes back, sending the bandit guards tumbling from their saddles. Cornered, the bandit leader pushes Linger off the speeding horse to buy time, then flees for his life. Han is forced to abandon the chase to catch her. Although the bandit leader escaped, today, victory belongs to the people of Baohan City. Amidst the cheers for the hero, Manchuluo watches from a distance with a mysterious, calculating gaze. A look so suspicious that even Linger begins to sense something is wrong. Late that night, Han Yuren sneaks out, searching for something, until Linger appears, handing him an old cloth doll. Instantly, the truth is revealed. This hero is the very same boy who sought refuge with her family years ago to escape death. He confesses that he left without saying goodbye because his path of revenge was too dangerous to drag them into. They embrace in a touching reunion. Little do they know, Manchuluo watches from the shadows, her sharp eyes fixated on their moment of intimacy. Linger rushes Han Yuren to meet her mother, Auntie Yi. The moment he sees his benefactor, he doesn't hesitate. He drops to his knees, bowing to her with tears of pure gratitude. When Han returns to the inn, Manchuluo welcomes him with a feast and a dangerously sweet smile. She proposes, "I know a secret path behind the bandit camp. Let's go and finish them off. I'll lead the way." Han raises the teacup to his nose, but doesn't drink. His killer instinct screams danger. He sneers, seeing right through her. "This secret path of yours. How many graves have you dug waiting for me?" Her cover blown, Manchuluo stomps her foot to trigger the traps. Hidden arrows fly from the shadows. Han barely dodges. She stomps again. A giant spiked plate crashes from the ceiling. He rolls away just in time. Desperate, she throws blinding poison powder right into his face. Blinded and disoriented, the inn's staff surround him. But the drunken swordsman uses his hearing to deflect attacks, refusing to kill them. He shouts, "What have I done to you? Why do you want me dead?" But she ignores him, slashing furiously until Han is backed against a wall. Suddenly, Iron Body, one of the 7 bandit lords, crashes through the wall like a truck, slamming Han to the ground. As the dust settles, Qingma walks in majestically, mocking him. "Is this the legendary swordsman? You look absolutely pathetic." Manchuluo turns pale with shock, screaming, "Why are you here? You were supposed to wait at the ambush point as planned." Qingma sneers, revealing the truth. "Did you think changing your name would fool me? You are the eldest daughter of the Wan family, whose entire clan I slaughtered years ago. For the sake of revenge, you sold this entire town to hell. You used the villagers and this fool as pawns just to borrow a knife to kill me. What a cold-blooded trade. Truly worthy of a merchant's daughter. And I didn't let you run this in for so long because I was blind. I was simply fattening you up, waiting for the perfect moment to slaughter you. The truth is out. Screaming in rage, Manchuoluo lunges at Chingma, ready to trade her life for his. But Iron Body swats her away like a fly. He grabs her and hurls her toward the floor, right onto a pile of jagged, broken wine jars. In a split second, Han Yuren sweeps the sharp shards away with his bare hands and throws his own body underneath to cushion her fall just in time. At that moment, guilt crashes over her. Manchuoluo is speechless. She had plotted to kill him. Yet here he is, taking the pain to save a traitor like her. But the enemy shows no mercy. Chingma orders, "Kill them both." Iron Body raises a massive wine jar over his head, ready to crush them into pulp. Suddenly, the loyal village dog leaps, biting Iron Body's neck in a suicidal attack. Iron Body delivers a single crushing blow, killing the dog instantly. But its death is not in vain. It buys them a split second for Manchuoluo to drag Han into the secret passage and escape. By dawn, Manchuoluo has managed to ride them to safety. Suddenly, the blood-soaked body of the drunken swordsman slips from the horse. She screams, shaking him, but he doesn't respond. His wounds are too severe to go any further. Cut back to hell on earth. In the Baohan village square, Chingma rounds up the survivors. He paces suspiciously. "Just you lot? How could you possibly resist my army? Speak. Who is the mastermind?" Fear exposes the dark side of humanity. Scrambling to survive, the villagers betray their savior. "We don't know him. He forced us. We didn't want to fight at all." Amidst this pathetic display, Linger can't take it anymore. She stands up, tears streaming, pointing at her neighbors. "Have you no shame? He risked his life to save us, and you betray him?" But no one listens. They look away or tell her to shut up, terrified of death. Linger's bravery catches the bandits' eye. They drag her toward a hut to violate her. Auntie Yi, her mother, screams and rushes to stop them. Flash! A blade slices through the old woman. She falls dead instantly, right before the eyes of a screaming, heartbroken Linger. The cruelty is too much to bear. A group of village men rise up to fight with bare hands. But bravery without power is suicide. The bandits laugh as they slaughter them one by one. Blood floods the square, leaving only the weeping of those who surrendered. Cut to a cave in the desert. Manchuoluo drags Han Yuren's heavy body inside to hide. She tends to his wounds until he regains consciousness. Finally, she opens up about her past. Her wealthy family was slaughtered by the Green Wolf sect. She only survived because Wang Yi saved her. That is why she held a grudge against Han, for killing the man who saved her life. Han asks the question burning in his mind. "If you hate me so much, why did you risk your life to save me?" Manchuoluo averts her eyes, a mix of shyness and jealousy. She answers softly, "Because I saw when you hugged Linger goodbye." Her voice trembles with jealousy. Deep down, though her lips spoke of hate, her heart had betrayed her. She had fallen completely in love with this drunken swordsman, and she couldn't bear the thought of him dying or belonging to another woman. Han quickly clears up the misunderstanding. "You've got it wrong. There is no romance between us. It is purely a life debt." He explains, "Years ago, I fled here on the brink of death. I collapsed from starvation in front of Linger's home. That bowl of hot porridge they fed me saved my life. Without her and her mother, I would have been a corpse by the roadside long ago." While Manchuoluo is out gathering herbs, Han seizes the moment to ride back to the village alone to settle the score. Realizing he's gone, Manchuoluo rushes to a desert inn, buys a horse, and gallops after him without hesitation. At the village square, Han Yuren enters with his old sword in hand. The villagers beg for mercy, but Chingma feigns kindness. "Impressive skills. My father is a high-ranking official. How about you work for me? He orders his men to serve tea. Han sees through the trick instantly, slapping the cup away. Save your poison for yourself. Negotiations failed. Chingma laughs with amusement and throws swords to the villagers. If you don't want to die, kill him. Whoever brings me his head will be spared. Cornered and desperate, the villagers pick up the swords and charge at their savior with tears in their eyes. Han Yu-run does not back down. He slashes them down one by one. It looks like a brutal massacre. Bodies pile up on the ground. But in reality, he is using the blunt side of his blade. He strikes vital points to knock them unconscious, faking their deaths to give them a chance. Realizing they are still alive, the villagers seize the opportunity to scramble up and flee the killing field. When the gates of hell open, Linger stumbles out, battered and broken. She collapses onto her mother's corpse, weeping in agony. The sight tears Han Yu-run apart. His rage erupts like a volcano. He charges, unleashing a sword dance as swift as a demon, painting the ground with the bandit's blood. His target is clear. Chingma. Han hurls his sword for a kill shot, but Chingma deflects it with masterclass skill. Without pausing, Han grabs a fresh blade and lunges in, but Chingma is one step ahead. He yanks Linger up, pressing his blade against her throat. Drop the sword, or she dies. Han freezes. To save the person he cherishes, he is forced to drop his weapon. Seizing the chance, the bandits swarm him. But a lion remains a lion. Han unleashes a barrage of fist techniques as fast as lightning, shattering bones and sending the bandits flying. Only Iron Body remains. This time, Han doesn't meet force with force. He weaves through attacks and strikes pressure points on the skull and forehead with devastating precision. The giant seizes up and collapses, unconscious. When he wakes up, Iron Body runs to Chingma in a panic, begging for help, but Chingma has no use for cowards. He ruthlessly stabs his own loyal henchman to death without a second thought. Witnessing this betrayal, another bandit leader switches sides out of rage. He yells to Han, "Let's team up and kill Chingma together." Han stands silent. Without a word, he snatches the sword from the bandit's hand and slashes his throat. Because to him, a bandit is always a bandit, never to be trusted. Cut to the village gates. Qianhu's wedding procession arrives in grand style. He sits smugly on his palanquin, in high spirits, expecting to claim Manchuluo as his bride, just as promised. Manchuluo arrives at that very moment. Qianhu grins, thinking she has surrendered to his will. But he couldn't be more wrong. She didn't come here to get married. She came to bring death. Consumed by guilt and vengeance, she explodes into a frenzy. She draws her blade and charges at the guards, fearless of death. She breaks through the perimeter, aiming for Qianhu, but his elite bodyguard strikes first, driving a long sword right through her stomach. But her will is harder than stone. Gritting her teeth, she summons her final ounce of strength to stab Qianhu through the heart. Then, with her last breath, she spins around, using the very sword impaling her as leverage, to slash the guard's throat, killing him instantly. Back at the execution square, Linger, mentally shattered, loses control and swings a sword at Han Yu-run. He catches the naked blade with his bare hand. Blood drips down. As he gently hands the cloth doll back to her, Linger freezes. Clutching the doll, she cries out "Mama," before running away into the distance, lost in her grief. The final showdown. Han Yu-run versus Chingma. Their swords clash violently. Chingma is no pushover. As a noble son, he trained under grandmasters. His technique is so fast and precise that Han is nearly overwhelmed. Han strikes with full force, but it's useless. His sword snaps in two. Beneath his fine silk robes, Chingma wears iron armor. They switch to hand-to-hand combat. But in a close clinch, Chingma pulls a dagger and stabs Han. He stabs Han's body repeatedly without mercy. Qingma finishes with a brutal kick, sending Han flying through a wall. Qingma walks over, steps on Han's face to crush his dignity, and spits, "Pathetic trash. I thought you were tough." Meanwhile, near the village entrance, Manchuluo stumbles forward, her body soaked in blood. Her mind is filled with only one image: the man she loves, Han Yu-ren. She desperately wants to reach him, but heaven shows no mercy. She collapses halfway, shouting Han's name with her final breath before dying on the road. But a dragon never yields. Hearing Manchualuo's voice in his spirit, Han gets a second wind. He spots a digging shovel nearby. He grabs it and smashes it into Qingma's leg. Qingma falls. Han seizes the dagger and stabs him back in a frenzy. Finally, he slits Qingma's throat, ending the corrupt noble's life for good. Han then collapses to the ground, unconscious, victorious at last. A new dawn breaks. Peace returns to Baohan village. The villagers hold a funeral for the fallen heroes. The camera pans to the grave of Auntie Yi, resting beside Manchualuo, the woman who traded her life for love. And the final image, Han Yu-ren, in his worn-out warrior robes, rides his horse into the vast desert, fading into the wind and sunlight, leaving his story to be told as a legend forever. The legend of the undefeated drunken swordsman.